Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Elite Clockman here. As you guys know, SKIBIDI Toilet Multiverse is at a crucial point, and Titan Clockman has been captured. The mission to save him will start in episode 10, which according to the creators of SKIBIDI Multiverse will be released in a few days. So I think this is the best time to explain to you guys who exactly is the Titan Clockman and his powers. But before I get into the video, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on leaks that'll be coming out later this week because I'll be covering them. Anyways, here we go. If you have watched the series from beginning to the end, you would know that we were introduced to the Titan Clockman in episode 3. His introduction was rather epic because before we could see him, we saw how his clock shurikens worked, but we'll get to his tools later on in the video. If we pause the scene right when he was introduced, we can get a good look at his body and tools. His body is made out of gold, and this actually helps him a lot because in episode 6 we see a parasite toilet trying to infect the Titan Clockman after he was beaten by scientist toilet and infected Titan cameraman. But the parasite toilet fails to get in his body because of the golden armor, since it is very hard to break gold. This alone makes the Titan Clockman a little more powerful compared to the other Titans, at least when it comes to defense, because it's impossible to infect him unless he is completely cut open. This also means that he can take on more damage compared to the other Titans, but that's not even his craziest ability. His introduction showed us that he can use the shurikens however he wants, and they are actual killing machines because these clock shurikens might actually have their own minds. Or it's something similar to his mind control abilities, which we'll get into in a bit. Also, if we look carefully, he doesn't really have a core, but he has a double clock instead. But other than him, every single Titan has a core. Or is that really the case? Because he might actually have a core behind the clock, but we can't know that yet. Maybe later on in one of the episodes his glass sphere will crack open, and we'll get to see what's inside, because if you actually check his whole body, the glass sphere in the middle of his chest seems like his weakest spot. If that were to happen, we don't know if he can survive, but we can only hope for the best. Other than this, he has 2 clocks on his shoulders that I really don't have any idea if they have some sort of ability, but my guess is that they might work as antennas to further the reach of his mind control. He also has a big clock thingy on his back which looks like a jetpack, but it actually is not a jetpack. In episode 4 he turns around and we get a good look at what it actually is. We can see that there are no outputs for a jetpack there, but instead it looks like fuel tanks going inside to his core, which could mean that it is some type of fuel that allows him to use his time powers. Because we know that time powers are not unlimited, and characters who are able to use them need to recharge after a certain point, and the Titan Clockman, being a huge entity, makes him require a lot more time fuel than normal characters. In episode 6, we actually see him run out of time juice, and his core clocks start alarming and smoking, which actually results in him losing the battle, but we'll get there a little later in the video. Other than this, we can also see that the clock on his face is a swirly one instead of a normal one, which could actually be foreshadowing the fact that he can time travel, because usually clock designs like this imply time travel. But I don't think we are getting anything like time travel for a while. In episode 3, we also see one of the craziest abilities a character can have. As you guys know, almost all the Titans have hand cannons, but Titan Clockman's hand cannon is a little different. Because in episode 3 we see that it actually has multiple uses, and one of them actually can freeze the entity that was shot in time. And for larger entities, Titan Clockman can actually charge up his hand cannon to have the same effect, and with that we actually get to see one of his most overpowered abilities. He chants some type of time spell, and right after he changes his hand cannon's mode to green and shoots the dual buzzsaw toilet, which actually turns his eyes yellow. This is the mind control ability of the Titan Clockman, and it is crazy how powerful it is, because it would be something else if he could only mind control small troops, but this dual buzzsaw toilet is huge. But in episode 4 we see that he can't do this to characters like G-Man Toilet, who are a lot more powerful. And that's not even everything. You guys probably know the powers of the large Clockman from episode 1, who can actually stop time. The Titan Clockman also has these powers, which is crazy. We see him using it in episode 4, where he actually leaves the POV cameraman frozen in time as well. And in episode 6 we see how it actually looks for him while he is fighting against the Titan cameraman. But sadly this battle doesn't go well for him. Titan Clockman actually wins the first part of the battle, and he tries to save Titan cameraman by pulling out the parasite toilet, but the parasite toilet infected Titan cameraman so insanely that, to pull it out, he had to actually kill the Titan cameraman. Because of this, he reverts the time back for Titan cameraman to save his life. But as you can guess, this also brings back the parasite, resulting in Titan cameraman still being infected. With that, scientist Toilet comes as well, and they gang up on Titan Clockman, beating him after his time fuel runs out. And this was why he was defeated and captured. We'll hopefully get to see him again in episode 10 after he gets saved. But there is one thing we can certainly say. He is clearly more powerful than Titan cameraman in terms of strength, power, and defense, which makes him an absolute unit. And since Titan cameraman is more powerful than Titan speakerman, that also makes the Titan Clockman more powerful than him as well. The real question is he more powerful than Titan TV man? I honestly think that he is because of his time powers. Even though the other Titans are powerful, they really don't have crazy abilities like Titan Clockman. Titan cameraman only has his gadgets that the scientist cameraman made. Titan speakerman kinda has his speaker powers, which are very powerful. But as you guys know, they can be countered with headphones, and their bodies are not protected by some special armor which caused Titan speakerman to get infected. When it comes to Titan TV man, he is actually very powerful because he does have special abilities, but it's just a killing TV beam and teleportation. These abilities are nowhere close to actual time powers. But as you guys know, Titan TV man will be making his return in episode 67 of SKIBIDI Toilet. And with his new upgrades, maybe he can rival the Titan Clockman. I really can't wait to watch it. We were also introduced to Titan Drillman in episode 9. And I don't think he can compare to Titan Clockman as well, just because of the time powers. In terms of strength, Titan Drillman might actually be stronger because we literally saw him cause an earthquake. And I honestly would love to see them fight at some point. This new series is just getting started, and I hope it continues on for a long while. If you enjoyed the analysis, make sure to like and subscribe. Elite Clockman out.